For years, I thought fitting in was the key to becoming a successful entrepreneur. But let me tell you, it was exhausting. And the truth is, I see this happening all the time. Why? Because we live in a world where being authentic is not the norm. Welcome to At What Point, the podcast where we dive into the real, raw, and rewarding journey of personal and professional growth. I'm Catherine, your host, here to guide you through mindset shifts, powerful aha moments, and the resilience it takes to thrive no matter what life throws your way. Whether you're climbing the corporate ladder, taking the leap into entrepreneurship, or just looking for that boost of motivation, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. Have you ever felt like you are always trying to fit in just to keep up with everyone else, but no matter what you do, it feels like you're running on empty? I've been there. We are told that what people want to see is not who we really are, what we have to offer, or what we stand up for. Instead, we feel pressure to fit in. And yes, I understand that there is a strong marketing principle that says it's never about you, it's about them. And while that's true, people care about themselves first, not about you just yet. So it's important to remember that constantly hiding who you are to meet those expectations is what leads to burnout and exhaustion. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about what it really means to be authentic in your business, and I will give you 2 things you can start doing right now to avoid the exhaustion of trying to fit in a noisy world that doesn't always reward authenticity up front. So let's start talking about something that doesn't get enough attention, and is the shift from the corporate world to entrepreneurship. If you have made that leap, you know it's not a walk in the park. Everyone loves to glamorize the idea of being the CEO of your own company. Like it's the dream job where you finally have control over everything. But here's what they don't tell you: the CEO is usually the one working the hardest. In the corporate world, you are going to find teams for everything: people handling marketing, logistics, customer service. But when you step into entrepreneurship, it's all in you. And in those moments, staying authentic is not exactly the first thing you're thinking about. Why? Because you have bills to pay, a business to run, and you are focused on survival. It's so easy to lose yourself in that process. You may not even realize it, but if you're following up online, following trends, using the popular sounds, and on top of everything, attending every must go event, basically doing everything just like everyone else, you're trying to fit in. Without noticing, you are measuring your worth by what others people expect of you, not by your own standards. And that's when the exhaustion hits. The challenges and the setbacks start to feel heavier than the wins because deep down, you are not being true to who you are. So you may be asking, what does it really mean to be authentic? So let's start with one of my favorite questions. Who are you? If you were sitting in front of me right now, I will ask you to really think about it. Not the labels you wear, like being a mom, a partner, or your job title, but who you are at your core. For example, if you ask me, I say, I'm a loving person who takes time to appreciate every little thing in life. I cry out of joy and gratitude every single day, and that's what keeps me grounded when things get tough. I love empowering others, not just my close circle or my clients, but the wider community too. I'm strong because I have fought battles and come out on the other side. And I truly believe that if I can do it, so can anyone else. I'm someone who values meaningful conversations and relationships over surface level connections. And while I do not get impressed by people's titles, degrees, or wealth, I'm deeply moved by their kindness and intention. You see, who we are isn't about the titles we carry, the roles we play, or the expectations placed on us. Too often, when asked these questions, we default to things like, I'm a mom or I'm a business owner. But being authentic is about peeling back those layers. It's about embracing your true self, your values, your passions, your experiences without feeling like you need to fit into someone else's mold. When you lead with authenticity, something amazing happens. You stop feeling the pressure to prove yourself. You stop worrying about whether you are fitting into what others expect. And instead, you start creating a life, a business, and relationships that align with who you truly are. The more you step into your own authenticity, the more you attract the right people, the right opportunities, and the right clients who resonate with you, not the version of you that's trying to fit in. And here is something to keep in mind: authenticity is powerful. When you show up as your true self, you give others permission to do the same. In a world full of filters and expectations, being real is rare. And that's what draws people in. So now let's dive into a little exercise to help you uncover your authentic self. Earlier, we talked about how easy it is to lose yourself in the noise of the world. But how do you start cutting through that noise? That's the question. Well, it begins with a simple yet powerful question: who am I? The first thing I want you to do is carve out just 30 minutes of uninterrupted time for yourself. I know that for many of us, finding a quiet space where we won't be interrupted is a challenge, but trust me, it's worth it. You need to be intentional about these. I want you to put yourself on the priority list for this exercise. So once you got that space, I want you to ask yourself, who am I? Strip away the labels. Forget the titles, the certifications, or roles you play, whether it's being a parent, a partner, or a business owner. None of that matters in this moment. I want you to dig deep. What are your core values? What do you truly stand up for? Who is that person staring back at you in the mirror when no one else is around? Why is this so important? Because as an entrepreneur, the only way you will ever stand out is by being yourself. Yes, you need the business strategies, the marketing tactics, the know how. But I want you to remember this: you are the DNA of your business. It's your authenticity, your unique experiences, values, and perspectives that sets you apart in a crowded market. And the more aligned you are with who you truly are, the more your business will reflect that. And the more people will be drawn to you for all the right reasons. Now, let's talk about one more important thing you can do to fully embrace your authenticity, especially if you feel like you are constantly caught up in the noise of trying to fit in. You need to define what success looks like for you. This is huge. We live in a world where it's so easy to get caught up in the flashy success stories we see online, the overnight millionaires, the perfect lives on social media, the constant hustle culture. But here's the truth: success is personal. So take a moment and ask yourself, what does success looks like for me? It might not be that seven-figure income or becoming an influencer with thousands of followers. Maybe success for you is having the flexibility to spend more time with your family while running a business you love. Maybe it's building a brand that makes an impact on your local community. Or maybe it's just the freedom to live life on your own terms without being tied to a corporate 9 to 5. Let me give you an example. One of my clients realized her version of success was not about making more money, but about being able to pick up her kids from school every single day. That's what success looks like for her: freedom, flexibility, and being present for her family. I have another client that had a passion for helping underprivileged youth. And for her, success was measured by how many lives she impacted, not by her bottom line. And that's the beauty of it. Your version of success doesn't have to look like what everyone else is chasing. And that's more than okay. In fact, that's incredible. The moment you get clear on your version of success, something shifts. You stop comparing yourself to others because you realize you are not even playing the same game. You are in your own lane, running your own race. Once you define what success looks like for you, here's the cool part: it becomes so much easier to market yourself authentically. Let me explain you how this can impact your marketing strategy in three different ways. The first thing is clarity in messaging. When you know exactly who you are and what you stand up for, your message becomes crystal clear. You are no longer trying to appeal to everyone. You are talking directly to the people who need to hear your message. For example, if your version of success is helping others live a more balanced life, your content will reflect that. You will attract the right audience because they resonate with your values and your approach. You're speaking to their struggles and aspirations in a way that feels authentic. The next one is deeper connections. Authenticity builds trust, and trust is the foundation of any successful business. When people feel like you are being real, they connect with you on a deeper level. It's not just about selling a product or service, it's about building relationships. I have seen this happen time to time again. When you show up as your true self, people are drawn to you because you are offering something different: realness. They can see that you are not just following trends or chasing sales. You are genuinely there to serve and make a difference. And trust me, those deeper connections lead to long term clients and loyal customers who believe in what you stand up for. The next one is sustainability. When you are true to yourself and aligned with your personal version of success, your marketing strategy becomes natural and sustainable. You're not forcing yourself into a mold that doesn't fit or trying to keep up with what everyone else is doing. Instead, you are building a brand that reflects who you are, and that's so much easier to maintain over time. For instance, if your strength is storytelling and connecting with others through vulnerability, lean into that. Don't try to be someone else you are not by posting flashy content or using marketing tactics that do not feel right for you. Authenticity gives you permission to create a strategy that works for you, and that's where the magic happens. You will be able to show up consistently without feeling drained or overwhelmed because it's coming from a place of alignment, not obligation. So here's the deal. I know this journey of entrepreneurship can feel overwhelming and the pressure to fit in can be intense. But at what point do you stop trying to meet everyone else's expectations and start building a business that aligns with who you truly are? Take action today. Start by getting clear on who you are, what you stand up for, and what success looks like for you. I promise when you lean into your authenticity, you will begin to attract the right people, the right opportunities, and most importantly, you will start to feel proud and energized about what you are building. Remember, authenticity is not just about being different, it's about being real and true to yourself. And when you lead with that, everything else falls into place. Success will come, but it will be on your terms, not anyone else's. So let's get started. Take that first step towards building the business and the life that's truly yours. Thanks for joining another episode of At What Point? I hope today's conversation sparks some inspiration for your journey of growth and transformation. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to visit katherinebeltran.com/podcast for show notes, special discounts on coaching packages, and freebies to help you keep moving forward. And last but not least, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a show. See you next time.